Well, I finally did it. After one video that was actually stretched over a course of 3 days and the current week, I finally managed to defeat the one, the only Jevil through a pacifist run. And, oh my goodness, it was stressful, it was aggravating. There were a lot of... Let me just simply put it this way. Pretty much this entire video is just going to be me voiceovering the entire fight up until, the final hit. And basically, it's just going to be me describing, what I did in this entire fight and kind of what, I kind of did, my kind of thought process, and kind of a little bit of a guide as well, into, I guess what is recommended for kind of, a more successful Jevil defeat. Especially if you're going on pacifist, because in my opinion, I think that pacifist run Jevil is probably a little bit more difficult, mostly because of the fact that, it'll still continue going on even after the final chaos, so that's kind of the main challenge with that one. But the main thing that I did was I grabbed, the highest healing items that I could possibly find, and I even ended up looking up a freaking guide on how to actually defeat Jevil, and I ended up looking into the comments and I found out about an item that I'd never even heard of before that was actually extremely useful. It was the spin cake. I'm not really going to get into, how I got that one, because it's a little bit confusing. Basically, Mr. Mama-Meba kind of just simply gives you that after you fix his cake, and I don't really want to go into the specifics of how that even works. So, time for me to stop jabbering on, and time for me to get into the actual description of what the hell I actually did, as well as kind of a play-by-play breakdown of this entire fight, and kind of what you really need to know, and kind of what I learned about this entire fight through my multiple trials throughout this entire fight. So basically what I did for the first turn was to basically defend to get my TP up, and his first attack is usually this spade kind of dispersal thing, and one thing that you can really just kind of know about is that. And next up is the ring around attack, and even though, it doesn't look like I'm trying, there is in fact actually, kind of two ways to actually dodge that one. You can go towards, the last two and go in between them in order to dodge. Alright, time for his next attack. His next attack is the heart boxes, and the guide that I looked up said that the best way to dodge them is by going up and down vertically, and I think that one is actually a bad idea. But the one useful thing is to use hypnosis whenever possible. This attack, you just simply have to go in between the devil's knives, and this one was a challenge for me for quite a while. This one is the carousel. Trust me, surprisingly enough, it took me quite a while for me to actually figure out how to dodge that one properly. I mean, I didn't dodge it properly there, but you just simply have to go against that wall and just kind of try to avoid it. The head doesn't count as a hitbox, weirdly enough, but This one is just basically his first attack, but with larger projectiles, so, that's the only thing that really makes that one challenging, and also because it's a massive flurry. So yeah. This one, I just kind of stayed over at the top, because it gives me at least a couple of extra seconds for me to actually plan my movements, even though sometimes it doesn't really work properly. Of course, what I kind of just simply tried to do was just simply heal whenever possible, and make sure I was smart about my healing items. If my characters weren't gonna die, in the next turn from, one hit, then I didn't really need to worry about it, but even then, I still, used healing items. This one, I don't really know how to dodge this one. This one is just basically the carousel on crack, and the regular kind of, strategy for this one doesn't really work properly. I don't know why. This one, I mean, even though I completely and totally suck at actually dodging this one, normally I would be a lot better at dodging that one, because that one is one of the more easier ones to actually survive. Alright, so just to simply just try and revive everybody. This one, again, is another one that I have no idea how to actually dodge, because this one is just plain luck. Again, just using hypnosis whenever possible. The only main trial with this one is the red sides for me, because those always ended up throwing me off. So yeah, that was the main challenge with that one. Yeah, I'm like debating on whether or not I should try and use a healing item, but you know. Okay. When he uses this one, you know that you're pretty much almost to his final attack. You're like 2 turns of his away from his final attack. And this one is just an all-out bullet fest. This one, you just simply have to dodge to the best that you can possibly do, in which you can clearly see that I absolutely suck at doing that. And this one is his second to last attack before the final chaos, or his second to, or basically his last attack before final chaos. And this one I used the opportunity to basically just max out my character's health. So that way when the final chaos finally ends, if I ended up taking a little bit of damage, at least it won't be too detrimental. And this is another one in which I basically had no idea how to dodge. Technically this one can't really kill you, but it will in fact bring you to a low amount of health if you take too much damage from it. This one can't kill you, but it does harm you. So, and pretty much here, it's only like a couple more turns. And basically from here on out, you just simply have to survive various attacks of his until you finally manage to bring him down enough in order to, you know, just like, you know, pacify him. So, and he'll usually use like attacks like that. And sometimes he'll even bring back out the freaking all-out bullet fest attack. And this one, since all of my items were pretty much gone here, I decided to use Pirouette even though I didn't really know what it did. I didn't even get to see it. For some reason he does his first attack, and basically my main tactic at this point from here is to just basically try and keep Chris alive as much as possible, because everyone else basically died, and yeah, that's, like, I basically just simply have to try and keep him alive, at least until Ralsei awakens, and there he goes using Boys and Girls again. And this one, I was lucky enough to only get hit like a couple of times, I think. Like once. And then, the moment that, yeah, I was actually extremely surprised when I actually saw that I could actually pacify him. But yeah, I'm gonna go hand it over to me, into my reaction, so that way you guys can basically just simply, I don't know, whatever. Finally. You have no idea how long this finally took, but I finally... like, this was all pure luck at this point. That was surprising. What fun, I'm exhausted. You kids tired me up. Now I will sleep for the other 100 years. Unfortunately, you kids cannot have such a pleasant dream. From now, a nightmare will awaken in your hearts. The shadow of the night's hand. Lighteners, can you stop it? Either way, a mischief, a chaos. Lighteners from inside your little cell. Take this and do your strongest. Jevil's tail was added to your armors. Oh, and a cell just straight up vanishes. Hold on. Let me see here. What does Jevil's tail do? I want to equip this on Ralsei, just to see what he says. What did he say? Am I good, Devil? Okay. Alright. I can go with that. That'd be really cool if, like, the actual tail would just, like, appear. Alright. Time for me to, head up to the king and see if my actual pacifist run actually led to a different ending. Well, it's more like a true pacifist run, but, you know, whatever. Alright, here we go. Time for us to complete DeltaRune again. What? The crown? Wait, what? But they might? Wait, what's that mean? There is a different ending. I freaking knew it. Lancer, everyone, what is the meaning of this? Sorry, Dad, you're being overthrown. When I told everyone you were fighting the Lightners, everyone remembered how kind they were. They decided they'd rather have a king that accepts them. Me! Now I'm the dad. You idiots! The Lightners are your enemies. Fools, I'll kill you, I'll kill all of you. Yikes, I think someone needs a little time out. Go to your room, Dad. No! Let's go.
Chris? Susie? You came back?
Well, Chris just wanted to say bye, you know?
Oh, actually, everyone here wanted to say goodbye too. Please let me know when you leave, alright?
Yeah, we'll try not to skip you. We can say goodbye to Mr. Card. Wonderful work, my amigos. Thou hast toppled the tyrant, freed Starcreedst. Truly, the history shall not forget the tale of Ralsei and the three heroes. He did nothing but throw abysmal puzzles at us. Goodness, every single being is... Lancer's sitting on the throne as well. Susie, blue person whose name I neglected to learn all along. I thought you were going homeways.
We were, but Chris wanted to say bye, you know?
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. I thought you wanted to say bye because we're friends.
Huh? I mean, I didn't not want to, but... So, you're the king now, huh?
Yes, and I'm changing some big rules. First, Lightners are now legal. Second, prison is now only for dads.
Sounds like some pretty good changes. Hey, your dad was, protecting the fountain, right? Is it gonna be okay if we mess with it?
I have no idea. But it's you guys, so I trust you. If something bad happens, we'll fix it out.
Yeah, I guess we'll just see, I guess. Well, see you later.
Come back soon. There's always room in town for a couple of clowns. That's all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. I'm gonna finish this off because I'm fairly certain that the rest of it is probably the same. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, whatever. I'll see ya.